So it's not like we're just each having own, like an aide, like Denver has that. Denver has an allocated, dedicated person to each council member. We don't have that.
And they should.
We have one for 5 people. So one person is handling 5 council members' requests. So,
They each should have an aide.
and so that's why I said about, you know, in the scheme of the money, maybe you're talking $250,000, $250,000 to pay those people.
Somewhere.
You know, somewhere in there. I mean, yeah, could it be allocated for something else? Sure. But I could tell you a pothole's way more than that to cover that. And so you're gonna get one more pothole covered. So it's that's what I'm saying, it's that balance of what do you want?
Right, absolutely. All right, ways to get involved, like I talked about a little bit in the beginning, talk to council members, go to public invited to be heard. Please be civil.
Be nice.
Go to ward meetings, join a board or commission, Citizens Advisory Budget Committee. By gosh, the most lovable group of nerds that don't get paid anything to come and talk budget for a couple hours once a month. It's good stuff. And if you're actually interested in being on council, the Citizens Advisory Budget Committee is oftentimes a stepping stone to council. Gain some knowledge on our budget. If you have a hard time sleeping and you want to go read my budget book, it's right there, or just type in Aurora budget and you'll get it. Last but not least, please do my homework. I've got pens over there. I've got things, and all it's just 3 simple questions. Provide any additional comments. Spend more on this and spend less on that.
And please fill those out. I think they're a great point. They're important for myself to hear so that I can advocate for some of these things. That's what I said earlier about, you know, to a lot of people's points here is, you know, I've had a talk with Jason to try to look at, you know, better ways to kind of help the economies in every ward, right? Because I think right now we're kind of see a lot of stuff south and east moving. So I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of earmark some funding for every single ward to utilize for economic development so that we're moving in this tandem of equality this way as opposed to kind of this way where we're kind of neglecting certain parts of our city, and then by the time we catch up it's going to take us 10 times more to do that, and then somebody else is going to go ahead and balance it, so we're just playing this roller coaster, right, of up and down. And so if we could start to be able to look at that, and then from there, I think this information that we get from here, then we can start to go to you as the constituents and say, look, here's how much money we have in this economic thing. Of these things that you said, what would be your first priority and so on down the line? So that way you can see that the money is going towards what you're wanting to do as opposed to us having to constantly guess and say, well, this or that or this, and then it's not really, to me, conducive. You're at least getting what you want because now you have a say, and we're putting the money to what you want to be done. And that's kind of where I'm looking at, is to try to figure out ways, you know, and obviously there'll be more conversations you know, with Jason to figure out like how does this all work. I think we got some framework today, and so I'm going to continue that conversation because I think that's where I think the disconnect is that we need to have projects that, you know, because every ward is different and our needs are a little bit different, and so we have to address them in that way. We can't just say, okay, model this one, cookie cutter, make it the same. It's not the same. Right. We have to look at all of it, and the areas that we need to revitalize. Let's look at some other avenues and ways to change those. And so, yeah, I think, and that's why I said I want your input because it's important for me to understand what your priorities are as well.
That's very good. Well said. Yes.
3 quick questions. How much does the mayor make a year? How much does Jason Bashko make a year? And how much is the play money that is handed out to each person on the section on the diet?
You know what? I don't have those specific numbers.
I can give you,
the mayor doesn't make a whole lot. He's the only one with a full-time
job.
He gets a lot more than the council.
It's 8,000 for the mayor. Council makes 20,000 a year.
Yeah. Council's a part-time job. That's crazy to me.
How much does Jason Bashko make?
He's running the city. He's probably making at least 200 or so.
I think more like $280,000 a year.
Yeah, but you got to remember what he's doing.
You're running the 50th largest city in the US.
410,000, and he's in charge of every employee, every department. all of those things.
Talk about another job that's like, wow, that's,
So when you compute it all down, trust me, it's,
That's a lot of work.
they're
and
making money, but they're also a lot of work.
that's right. And as far as play money, there's barely any play money for council.
Yeah.
We're talking,
Money for trips and.
But there
you're,
A lot of that money.
we cut some of it, I mean,
They cut
you're
our budgets there too, because I mean,
You're
that's
not-
something we as council came together and said,
very, very
to
little.
cut some of that as well, and so it's 8,000 is what it was when they started. Now we're dropping that to 5,000.
That's right.
So each person's gonna drop that. And then some like myself, because you accumulate that yearly, I had all of that will go back to the general fund.
Oh, so you don't keep it in accumulated?
You lose it.
So it's very little in the scheme of
So that
things.
everybody starts pretty much at the same level, and then if you don't use it, you lose it, it goes.
I'm not kidding when I say we're pretty darn conservative.
We're all trying to participate at every level that we can, so
That's right.
us as well.
Question over here, and then I'll come over here.
The marijuana money,
Uh-huh.
is that still not supposed to go to each ward?
That's what I was
Yeah, where's the
Yeah.
where's the pot money going?
Because I thought,
The marijuana money
well, I thought
is
that,
not going into the general fund currently. It's going toward two different rec centers. It's going toward homelessness. It's going, give me a second. It's going toward homelessness, it's going toward youth violence prevention, and it's going toward transportation.
Okay.
All
I
right?
thought it was supposed
Um, The two rec centers are the two most recent rec centers. That's gonna be Central Rec Center and Southeast Rec Center.
Where's
Are
Central?
the two rec centers
Wait,
are
wait, wait.
central with.
to, because I thought that it was supposed to go
Kelly, right?
split up for each ward. That's how it originally was supposed to be. There were supposed to be 2 pot shops per ward,
Mhm.
and then that money was supposed to be split amongst the 6 wards. And I know that they diverted some of that money to build Central. And then Southeast sent a rep. They whined, and they got, no, they did.
Okay.
I remember that conversation. And they said, why do we not have a rec center? Well, once again, the generations of neglect. And when you go down there, their little housing developments have their own swimming pools and golf courses and whatever, cabanas. So, yeah,
Is that Ward 6?
yes.
That's, yeah, that's
Their
it.
Francois lives in a mansion.
Yeah.
She lives in a
Well,
mansion.
they're all part of metro districts, which are different. They're
Well,
not
that's a whole nother.
technically city, you know, their money is generated.
Yeah.
The people that live in there are basically getting double taxed
Yeah,
because they're paying a metro tax plus city tax.
those are rich.
So, I mean, that's why you can afford it because they have money,
Yeah.
right? Money, if you have money, you can spend, just like if we had money, we would do more of stuff too. And so I think they're kind of, comparatively kind of different that way. I can check and see what the original, I don't know, because that was way before me on the marijuana.
I
I
don't know out there
remember
to
it
go
being
to a
some
meeting
sort
and
of thing
there's
that was
flags
enforced.
and there's, a man, Ward 6 is like, wow.
Yeah, they're like the new Aurora.
We're lucky that we get trickling water.
Yes.
I was at a city council meeting years ago, and it was the Air Force, high-ranking Air Force guys, and they were basically talking to the council, and they said, every decision we make, think about us first.
Okay.
And Buckley is our biggest asset.
Buckley is a huge asset.
And, the employees, I don't know how much money is coming in from, the
You know what? So Buckley hires a whole lot of people, and those people live in Aurora and are paying the sales tax.
Yeah.
Buckley is not paying the city for the benefit of being Buckley. That's not how that.
Yeah, a lot of people used to work at Buckley, and then they retire, and they move right into Aurora, so it's just phenomenal how many
Yeah.
veterans
Oh.
are living around.
Absolutely.
So,
The tertiary impacts of those economic engines and shoots. You're very lucky to have and shoots in this city. You're very lucky to be close to Buckley Air Force Base. One of the base employers is actually the city. On all the work that the employees do there. So yeah, you're absolutely right, and you're lucky to have that benefit close to your city.
Yeah, I'm saying we need to kind of spend our money kind of around that area. You know,
And we do road projects and such. You know, they get their own money from the feds to do their own things behind the fences.
yeah.
They're at Buckley. There's a disconnect between the city of Aurora and Buckley Air Force Base. But the roads leading up to Buckley, I can remember finding money to go fix a road so
Yeah.
people could get in faster.
Yeah, so I wonder, just the PX there, they get a nice PX, I don't know if they're paying any,
They're not.
but it's, you know, it's a high priority.
Yeah.
And,
It's federal funds, it's not gonna be city funds that's going toward any of that. It's federal dollars going toward that.
And so, you know, and we're at a time of war. Buckley's a really important facility for,
Absolutely.
you know, the world basically.
Right.
It's a really important place, and so, you know, to think about Buckley is you know,
Absolutely.
priority number one.
There are pieces of paper over there and pens, go write that down. Give it to me, I'll send it over. Yes?
Yeah, I got a question. Do city workers get bonuses? Because I pulled a city worker, he's a code enforcement officer named Steven Baptista, and in 2024, he got like a $750 bonus. And then when he got hired in 2022, he got a $950 bonus. So I just want to know, like, some more information about city workers getting bonuses.
They do get them.
They can,
They can get them in a variety of different ways. I mean, they all go through, you know, evaluations. There are evaluations that are paying employees who are doing above and beyond kind of work and things like that. There's a whole system of that. I know that, having worked for the city back some time. And so those have always been there just to keep people incentivized to work here as opposed to going somewhere else. I think we're no different than I think other cities who do the same thing. Again, if there's budgets like this and those things are not happening.
I will say that there are no budgeted bonuses for 2026, and there won't be any budgeted bonuses for 2027. In the past, back when, if you think about during COVID, there was a lot of movement of people, and it was very hard to get positions in. It was very hard to keep a person in the city. Turnover was about 18%. And so absolutely, there was some bonuses built into some things just to keep the employees here and working. So,
Because
but
we're losing people.
it's a tiny thing in the budget, if that makes sense,
Okay.
in the scheme of things. You're not talking about much. Yes,
Marijuana money,
yes.
is that increasing or decreasing?
Marijuana money is decreasing. Marijuana money during COVID was wonderful because nobody could go outside, and so they just stayed at home and smoked pot. After, when everybody had to go and put on their real people clothes and go back to work, marijuana has been increasing for probably 5 years now.
Increasing.
Been decreasing almost every month since the beginning of COVID.
And maybe you know this, I heard that a number of our marijuana shops or growers are leaving Aurora, and they're being enticed into other counties.
We've still got the same amount of shops. So one of the things that council did way back in the beginning of this is said, we're limiting to 24 shops. Denver can have a bazillion. We're limited to 24. If a place goes away, another place will come in and take place. Growers are not finding that they can make money anymore because the marijuana industry is just kind of in a bit of a decline.
Well, a lot of states now have it. You know,
Yeah.
before we were in the incline because we're the first to do it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
That's right.
Once it leveled off, you know, now everybody around us has.
It's
I
not
know that
nearly
it's
as
not-
much fun
that's
now
not
that
legal.
it's legal.
Yes.
It's not nearly as much fun now that it's legal.
Well, I'm just telling you that more and more people that were coming here from outside
Yeah.
than inside, and
Yeah.
now it's probably showing what our true level is.
I think that's right. I think that's right. Now this is the more true level.
Because I mean, I've seen them all over, you know, in different parts of the state and city. You know, they started off during that boom time, and now they don't even exist in some towns now because they couldn't make, they're not making the money that they could have at the first, because everybody was coming. I think, you know, like in rural town, I'm in a rural town, you know, close to the New Mexico border. They had 3 there, and I'm like, what? There's enough people there to do one. If they all did it. And so, you know, so they were getting things, I think, from New Mexico and other cities. But then as that died out, so did each one of those. One of them dropped, another one dropped, and now I think there's maybe 1, if any, right now. It's because I think it's just like the demand, right? It's a demand.
More supply, less demand. More supply.
And I think we're just leveling out to where it's more local now. That's probably why people are probably not coming unless we have a really nice tasting one, I guess. I have no idea. But, you know, there's no nuance to it.
Yeah, okay, can we do last question?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Actually, I've got 2, sorry.
Okay, last 2 questions.
Is there a AI data center coming in Aurora? Is there?
So
There's 3 of them.
What is a
There's 3
data
of them.
center?
A lot of waste and a lot of
I thought it, I heard
toxicity
it
into
takes
the
a lot of water
environment.
though.
there's a lot of misconceptions on a lot of stuff.
That's
So.
right.
Data centers are basically AI generating. So warehousing basically a ton of information.
No computers.
Yeah, that's basically what they are primarily. It doesn't take a lot of people because everything's computerized inside them. They take huge swaths of land, obviously water. Electricity is probably
We don't have.
more so than the water. There are things with the water, but it's the electricity and the footprint that they push. You know, they could be anywhere from 250,000 square feet plus in size.
Will they make us a lot of money?
No.
Then
No,
why do we get them?
because they only employ most of those centers only employ about a dozen people.
So I've been told, Ruben, that
Yes.
we already have 9.
We have some, yes, out east, we already have some.
With 5 more on approval.
And there's some of those same data centers that already have purchased property. I've been out to one. And they've already purchased other properties to expand what they're doing.
And are they doing anything to contribute to our power grid that's gonna help?
Not
Or
really,
just put a
in
drain
that
in?
sense. So just when you thought about that, we are having a meeting, I know Councilmember Wiles, Amy, he's having some information about data centers, so you can go and learn more about them. Let me see if I can pull up.
Because I know they said that Denver said that they regretted.
It's the 29th, but she didn't say time or the
Let
place.
me see.
I got the records if you want to look at them. They're on my website, audittheauditor.com.
Auditor.com.
Audit the auditor.
Audit the.
Auditor.com. I can give it to you after the
Yeah.
meeting, yeah.
Okay.
But I pulled up the water records, water meter
So why
records.
is Aurora allowing them to be built?
Yes.
It's always
Money.
gonna be about money.
Money, somebody's getting paid somewhere.
Well, we
Not
know
us.
that $7 million.
Well, because initially, I think it's always the draw, right? The land, you know, gets taxed, you know, they bring in some jobs to infrastructure to build them, obviously goes up.
Well, where does the money go? Because he's saying we don't get them, so we're not getting the money, so where's the money going?
To the energy company?
So it's not going to Aurora.
Nope. Nope. And some of them are in tax exempt zones for like the state tax exemptions.
Just like the fracking underneath the reservoir, where's all that money going to? Who's gonna pay the billions and billions and billions of dollars of damage? When are we gonna turn into the next Flint, Michigan until we stop that?
And that's not.
And your electric bill's gonna go up too. That happens all over the country.
She doesn't have a date, a time. Let me see what, it looks like the 29th.
He's like, he's ready to go.
Oh, no, I'm not ready to go.
Out of here.
I could do
Go in,
it.
we run the
Well, as long as
politics
we
world.
went last
You can
time.
go. You can go, Greg,
I'm
you can
out.
go.
I'm out.
That was sweet of you,
So just
sir.
FYI, just on that, so what they're planning to do is some community meetings to discuss data centers. They're gonna have people from water, Xcel Energy, data center, also, and everybody is welcome. Like you said, we currently have 9 data centers with 5 more planned, and mostly all in Ward 2.
I think Councilwoman I said it was 6 or 6:30.
All contractors
We
confirm
need
it.
more money and stuff.
Should be
We
in the
need
water.
to give some money.
You had one more question?
One more question. You said that by and large, the biggest part of our budget is people.
People, yep.
And police officers, firemen,
Public safety.
public safety. But you also said that we're not, it's not the budget to get any raises. Are we paying our police and fire especially enough to retain them?
So we will be doing raises. When I said that we wouldn't, I was giving an example of what we would call a non-ad. We had the plan of doing X, but now we're gonna do Y, and that's gonna save us some money. We will be doing pay increases, with that, and because we have to keep our people.
Yeah, we gotta retain them.
We gotta keep our people. So, that is a fact. There will be furloughs. There were furloughs this year, there'll be furloughs into the future. So, we're working with some of that. Furloughs, a day off without pay. Not for public safety, but for this guy. So,
Well, I know like at the rec centers and stuff like that, they have furlough days too.
we got furlough days too.
Yeah.
Just kind of close
But we are
the shop
guessing
for a
we need
day.
to retain those people and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important for us to keep our people.
Yeah.
It's hard to
We
retain
still
them.
have to balance the budget, but it's important to keep our people.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
keeping our money.
He has a hard job.
Yes.
Working really hard at it.
Because he's got to hear all of us and everything else. And everybody else.
Doesn't keep you awake.
That's right.
Doesn't keep you awake.
So,
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
the furlough rate affected a lot of city employees, they were not happy. They're not gonna be happy with this either. So why do we not support those employees?
I think that we've got to do a balancing act with everything we do.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at library services, they get 1% of the budget.
I'm going to give you an example of something that we did wrong. All right? Back in the Great Recession, we went 0% pay increase. All right? Denver did a 3% pay increase with 10 furlough days. All right? Times got better. They took away the furlough days. People got a 3%. All of a sudden, we're 3% behind because we chose to have no pay increases as opposed to furlough days. A furlough days is a cost-cutting measure. It's a cost-saving measure. It is one time in nature. We could do it again next year, but it's basically one time in nature. When times get better, I don't have to take that day off without pay. So furlough days sound nasty, and people have to balance their own worlds. It's better than zero pay. It's better than a cut position, in my opinion.
And if you
It's better
like,
than not doing a thing. Tell me what not to do. You know, that's a cut as well.
and if you like your job and what, and you live with what you're doing,
Yeah.
you go for it. I was in that position many times. For
Yep.
3 years in a row, we didn't get an increase from the government.
So, yeah.
And, I mean, we compare, City of Aurora does not have a minimum wage.
Denver does.
It does have a minimum, yes,
Yeah,
Denver does,
they
and
do.
so does Boulder.
Yeah.
And, you know, people who are not, I want to say public safety, these people put in many hours like Scott. He puts in many hours.
He deserves all the money.
I mean, why are we not rewarding these people? Why are we not on the retention of these people?
So many good ideas.
If we have furlough days,
What's that?
if we didn't have furlough days, and everybody just continued to work, what else would we have to cut?
We still need to balance the budget. We still need to balance the budget. So, you're right. What else will we have to do?
I think Ellen and Caroline should get with the Waltons, open up the stadium, get a women's softball league going, get the little league team going, and get some income coming in.
Build it and they will come.
Build
There
it
you
and it'll
go.
come.
Thank you all very much.
Great job, great job.
Okay, appreciate it.
Do you know great job?
All right,
You want the form?
I know
Great job.
one of the
Great,
daughters.
you want the
questions?
forms?
Yes, yes.
I got.
You taking forms?
Take the form.
I'll give my form to Ruben and give it to you.
I'm not gonna. I'll
You're gonna be out of town.
I
You're
told you
gonna be out of
already.
town.
It would be-
Every time I ask you where you're gonna be.
Thank you. I'm a busy
Question
guy.
form?
Yeah, they're back
How you gonna build the baseball stadium then?
Thank you.
Not a baseball stadium.
No one,
I'm looking at something else. I always have.
Oh, I know where
What's his name, tried to put a baseball field out there and they got shut down. Plus, you gotta remember, look at our Rockies, our Rockies.
Indoor, outdoor?
Who's gonna wanna go to a minor league instead of, when our major league one stinks?
We'll probably be a better team. We
Probably,
could beat them.
but that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would go because
The Aurora Rockies will beat the Colorado Rockies.
it's gotta be multi-use, that's what I want. I want it to be multi.
I'm in. I'm all for it.
I'm looking at a rugby